And now it's women's eights. It's the Ireland Challenge Cup for student women's eights on the start. Well, it's Brookes and Brookes. Oxford Brookes A on the far side, Oxford Brookes B on the near side. What a strong squad. We've seen Scullers versus Scullers earlier today. Now we've got Brookes versus Brookes in the sister event. What talent, what depth, what calibre.
This will be just like one of their training sessions. Flat out, as hard as you can go, try and get in the top crew. This is where all of those people in the B crew, they know the athletes they're racing. They want to put them under pressure. They will probably have spent some time in the A crew at different points. So, you know, it's one of those grudge matches almost. We saw it was very close between the two Tideway Scullers crews. Let's see what's going to happen coming out of the island. They are creeping away in that A crew. Yeah,
I was watching in the sister event. We said this is the island for student women's eights, the sister event Wargrave for club women's eights, and Tideway Scullers B was able to attack and surprise, I think, Tideway Scullers A. Here, the B crew has an early attack, but as we rejoin the race just past the halfway mark into the third quarter of the race, well, looks like Brookes A are in a rather more comfortable position. Brookes B also look like they're attacking a bit less aggressively than one might expect, Kath.
Yeah, I think the A crew, they're really in command, aren't they? You can see great cover. This shot shows us the cover between the sets of puddles that come off the oars each time they take a stroke, and they are covering an impressive amount, having taken their rate down, so they can watch the B crew. They're in command, and perhaps the B crew feeling what more can they throw at them, having chucked in a lot at the beginning of the race.
One of the things, if you go online and look for great rowing videos, you often see Brookes 8s rowing side by side by side by side on a wide lake, and that battle paddling is something that forges coherent crews, jumping around between crews so that you learn to trust your crewmates, to compete like crazy with them, but when you're in the boat, you want to combine with them, and that's one of the great strengths, I think, of the Brookes programme here. What a display of rowing by these young women in the A crew, sitting ahead of the B crew, both technically very proficient 8s being rowed down the Henley track here.
Really incredible. Great shot overhead of the parallel oars here, again going in really cleanly, coming out without too much splash, and the puddles are sent away. You can feel the rhythm, you can see the rhythm, you can hear the rhythm, you can smell the rhythm off that crew.
Absolutely, and you talked about cover, and there you see what we mean by cover. You look at the stroke and 7 oars to the right of the leading boat, at the bow, at the stern end of the boat, let me get this right, and you look at where they drop into the water relative to the swirling plug hole of water, the puddle that's left behind. And there's a nice gap there. And the B crew, the same thing.
They're doing a great job, aren't they? This is obviously what they train. You can see there's slightly more length and just slightly more power in that A crew, and that's the difference. But the technique is great. They drill so much, they race so much, they're ready all of the time to race. They have got such a huge presence here at this regatta and such a history now. But this is where you go when you want to learn how to row and race.
Well, this is a great display of 8s rowing from Oxford Brookes University, 2 strong women's crews in this brand new for this year Ireland Challenge Cup, one of 3 women's 8s events introduced by the stewards here this year. The A Brookes crew approaches the line with confidence that they've shown all the way down the track. Lovely 8s rowing from the A crew. I suspect that they've got a fair bit left at pace. They don't want to show the competition as the B crew crosses the line too. Oxford Brookes, there you go. What a great squad, deep and strong and long.